Your Honor, this is Doug. Just want to let you know I'm setting up now. Can you wait till I'm ready?
Yes, Doug, I'll wait till you're ready. Let me know.
Thank you very much.
How you doing, Steve?
Good, good. How you doing, Kenny?
All righty, all's good.
Oh, boy.
Your Honor, I'm ready when you are. Thank you.
Thanks, Doug. Doug, how's my volume? Can you hear me?
You're doing just fine, Your Honor.
Thanks. Okay, it's 6:30, so we're going to get started. If we could go on the record, please, Doug.
You're on the record, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the public comment hearing in the case captioned in the matter of the application of Baltimore Gas and Electric Company for a certificate of public convenience and necessity for the Five Forks to Windy Edge transmission line reliability project. Today is Tuesday, September 28th, and it's approximately 6:30 p.m. On January 15th of this year, BGE filed an application for a certificate of public convenience and necessity for authority to construct the Five Forks to Windy Edge transmission line reliability project. The project consists of replacing the existing double circuit 115 kilovolt overhead transmission line and its associated lattice structures with a new line mounted on weathering steel poles. This approximately 20-mile long segment is located in the northeastern section of BGE's Maryland Electric Distribution Service Territory and runs from BGE's Five Forks substation, located in northern Harford County, Maryland, to the vicinity of BGE's Windy Edge substation, located in northern Baltimore County, Maryland. The purpose of tonight's hearing is to take comments from the public on the project. BGE filed certificates of compliance indicating the various methods used to provide notice of this hearing, including in those notices that anyone wishing to speak at this hearing was to send an email to psc.pulj@gmail.com. One email was received and that individual was sent an invitation, and I believe he's on this WebEx, and he will be given an opportunity to speak after the presentation by the parties. In addition, written comments on these matters may be submitted electronically or by first-class mail through November 15th, 2021. I'm going to share my screen. Just for a minute to show anyone who might be listening on YouTube where this is being live streamed, the address to which written comments should be mailed. Please reference case number 9658. Comments submitted electronically must be submitted through the Commission's public comment Dropbox, which can be accessed through the Commission's website at www.psc.state.md.us. Instructions for logging into the public comment Dropbox are located under the Tools section of the Commission's website under the Make a Public Comment tab. Commenters utilizing the public comment Dropbox are required to complete a one-time registration. All comments must include a reference to case number 9658. I will post that address again at the conclusion of the hearing, but we will now start with a presentation of the project by BGE. That'll be followed by a presentation by the Department of Natural Resources Power Plant Research Program, which you might hear referred to as PPRP, of its recommendations with respect to the project. That will then be followed by the Maryland Office of People's Counsel, or OPC, and then the technical staff of the Public Service Commission as to any recommendations or other positions they are taking with regard to the project. And then, so at this point, I'll turn to, I guess, either counsel or someone from BGE, please.
Good evening, Judge Lawrence, representatives of intervener parties in this proceeding, and any members of the public that may be joining us tonight. My name is Daniel Herson, and I am an Assistant General Counsel at Baltimore Gas and Electric Company, or BGE. On January 15th of this year, BGE filed an application with the Maryland Public Service Commission for a Certificate of Public Convenience and Necessity, or CPCN, for what we are calling the Five Forks to Windy Edge Transmission Line Reliability Project. This project involves the rebuild of an approximately 20-mile-long electric transmission line segment that runs from BGE's Five Forks substation located in northern Harford County, Maryland, south towards the vicinity of BGE's Windy Edge substation in northern Baltimore County, Maryland. The existing line in need of the rebuild is a double-circuit 115 kV line, which is currently comprised of 2 circuits supported by a total of 419 parallel lattice-style structures. BGE is proposing to rebuild the line so that it will be supported by a single line of 219 steel monopole structures. BGE would remove the existing 419 lattice-style structures once the new line is completed. This will result in a net reduction of approximately 200 structures in the existing BGE right-of-way. The project is necessary to address ongoing reliability issues with the existing transmission line segment, issues which indicate that the existing line is at or past the end of its useful life. The support structures for the existing lines are now over 100 years old. The lines themselves were replaced in the 1960s to a non-standard conductor size, making it very difficult to maintain and repair. Excuse me. BGE has experienced multiple outages on this line due to avian interference, lightning, and other weather events. The current configuration of the conductors and tower arms has also led to several bird electrocutions. The rebuilt structures will include adequate clearances between wires to drastically reduce or eliminate the opportunity for wildlife electrocutions. The footprint of the new monopole structures will also be significantly smaller than the existing lattice tower structures. The decrease in the number of structures combined with the smaller footprint of each structure will leave a much smaller area of impact to the neighbors and farmers in the vicinity, and thereby less opportunities for farm equipment to strike the towers and cause damage. BGE also plans to put in place protocols and methods during construction to ensure the protection of and little to no impact to any rare, threatened, or endangered plant or animal species. The project has a target in-service date of December 31st, 2025, with site restoration expected to be complete in early spring of 2026. To ensure that the new line is placed into service by the end of 2025, BGE must begin construction activity no later than June 1st, 2022. It is important to note that BGE will not need to obtain any additional real property rights to complete the project. BGE currently has existing rights to access the entire right-of-way on which the project will be constructed. In addition to the CPCN that is the subject of these proceedings, all applicable permits and approvals required for the construction and operation of the project will be obtained by BGE from the responsible local, state, and federal agencies. BGE has already or will be informing and briefing necessary state and local elected officials about this project. If any member of the public wishes to view BGE's CPCN application or supporting materials for this project, they may contact me at the telephone number or email address provided in the notice for this informational hearing, and I can arrange to provide a copy. Additionally, the application and other pleadings in this matter may be viewed or downloaded from the electronic docket file under case number 9658, available through the Maryland Public Service Commission's website at www.psc.state.md.us. Finally, a copy of the materials is available for viewing at BGE's White Marsh Training Facility, located at 11350 Pulaski Highway, White Marsh, Maryland 21162. The materials are contained in a black mailbox labeled BGE CPCN that is adjacent to the front door of the facility. Materials will remain there until BGE receives permission from the Baltimore County Public Library System to place the materials at the Perry Hall Branch Library. Currently, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the library is not accepting any public or community information postings or materials. Excuse me. At this moment, BGE is not aware of when the library will change their policy, but we continue to monitor for any developments, and we checked as late as this afternoon, and nothing to our knowledge has changed with that policy. If any member of the public has any questions or concerns about the project, they may contact me, and I will in turn put them in contact with the appropriate BGE personnel to answer questions and address concerns. That ends my prepared remarks for this evening's informational hearing. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Towson.
You
I don't hear
muted, Steve?
anything. Can
Am
you
I
repeat
unmuted
what you
now?
said, Steve?
Yes, now we can
Okay.
hear you.
So sorry. My dog was barking earlier. But I'm Steve Tolson, Assistant Attorney General. I'm counsel for PPRP, and with me tonight is Sean Seaman, who is the project manager for this particular CPCN with PPRP. Sean's prepared to give a brief précis of the things that have been done, but as you know, on August 25th, PPRP filed its direct testimony and recommended conditions for this case. They are on file, and hopefully the public has had access to them. There was a supplement on September 24th, and I know BGE has responded to that, and there will be some sort of rebuttal testimony on October 22nd before we have the evidentiary hearing on November 18th. So if you have questions of Mr. Seaman, fine, but I think that PPRP's recommendations and positions are adequately reflected in the case jacket, and those have been there since August 25th.
Mr. Seaman, do you have anything to add at this time?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, it's Mr. Tolson covered most of it, but just again, my name is Sean Seaman. I work with the Power Plant Research Program that's housed within the Department of Natural Resources. Let me just give you a little bit extra information. PPRP, as many people refer to it, the acronym for Power Plant Research Program, is responsible for managing a consolidated review of CPCN applications, just like this one, on behalf of 7 of our state agencies. Upon completion of our review, we produce 3 main documents that are then filed in the case. The first one that I'm going to discuss is the Project Assessment Report, or more easily known as the PAR. And that's a summary of our findings in our review. The second is a list of recommended licensing conditions for the case. These are conditions that we recommend to the PSC for their consideration and acceptance. And the third is testimony. And as Steve pointed out, we have filed these documents. We filed the documents on August 25th, and then we filed supplement documents on September 24th. And both those filings can be found on the PSC's website. That's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Sorry, I muted myself instead of unmuting myself. If Mr. Hoover, if you could unmute yourself and tell people a little bit about who you are and who you represent, that'd be great.
Sure. I'm Fred Hoover. I'm with the Office of People's Counsel. The Office of People's Counsel represents the residential customers of Baltimore Gas and Electric. We have reviewed the application and are reviewing the recommendations made by PPRP, along with the testimony that's been filed by staff in this case. And at the appropriate time, the Office of People's Counsel will make a formal recommendation to Your Honor regarding the granting of this CPCN.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Albert.
Thank you, Your Honor. Kenneth Albert on behalf of staff. We, like our sister agency, PPRP, review the application. We have filed testimony. We participate in all aspects of the proceeding. In our testimony filed in this case, we did recommend authorization of the project with conditions, and we are available if anyone has questions for us.
And those conditions can be found in the docket, correct?
Yes, that was our direct testimony that we filed.
Okay. Okay, that ends the presentation portion of the public comment hearing. As I said, I received an email from Bruce Kinzinger on behalf of Bike Hartford. Mr. Kinzinger, if you could please unmute yourself and state your name and spell your name for the court reporter, please.
Sure. Thank you, Your Honor. Bruce Kinzinger, Kinzinger. First name is Bruce.
Kenneth, do me a favor. Could you speak up a little bit, please?
Okay. Is this better?
That sounds very good. Thank you. Just keep it loud.
Will do. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, first, as a customer of BGE, I appreciate the proactive work and applaud the service of BGE. And it is interesting to reflect that this is 100 years of history that we look back on with these towers. To put something out, representing Bike Hartford, I'd spoken at the previous meeting, looking at opportunities for ways in which utility line easements might also be used to assist in moving people through the county safely and to the betterment of their health. 50 years ago, the first Eagle Scout of Troop 801 in Falston came back and spoke years ago and told us about how as kids, they didn't have enough rides to get from Falston to Broad Creek, which is in the northern part of the county. And at that time, they hiked. The kids could walk from Falston 18 miles to Broad Creek safely. There was no issue of child endangerment at that time. I bring this up because at this point, obviously, things have changed. And as a group, Bike Hartford, we really focus on the 8-year-old and the 80-year-old, and to see not just the people you see in Lycra on bicycles, but to see how can we get people to move around safely in a way that's healthy. In fact, as you kind of look at the impact statement of this project, you look at things like the environment, the bog turtles in that area, traffic, noise. These kind of issues are all assisted, of course, by people being on bicycles if they can, instead of using cars. And in particular, this project, this 20 miles, and I wouldn't want to exclude these ideas from, in terms of all other projects going on, but this particular area, Route 23, is a designated bike route. And as you might be aware, the Mon-Pa system is linking up to make a full 8-mile trail system that intersects with Route 23. This sort of is an opportunity. I wanted to put it out to the group here, to the panel, maybe after thinking about it from last time, realizing that in other localities, this sort of work has been done to make use of rights of way with utilities to create ways for off-road cycling or multi-use path for that matter, walking, other means of transportation. But to connect all of 165 going north of Jarrettsville has these beautiful wide shoulders. Route 23 has beautiful wide shoulders. Connecting the two, Jarrettsville is about 3/4 of a mile, which is quite stressful for I personally, I would actually not take my bicycle on that section of road, that 3/4 of a mile. And there may be opportunities in this particular project to make that link for the entire northern part of the county, not tempt cyclists to take their life in their hands over that 3/4 of a mile, to be able to connect all the way down into Bel Air. So I guess I just want to put that on the table and see if there might be any feedback from those present after presentations last time and this time, as to how that might be possible to look into ways that we might take advantage of this opportunity now to truly update things by the 100 years, right? To sort of think back to how people could get around at that time and how we really can't today safely, but how these rights of way might be beneficial. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know that if there's anyone, any personnel from BGE that is prepared to address Mr. Kinzinger's comments.
Yeah, Your Honor, I can address them. Hi, Mr. Kinzinger. Good to see you again. I'm trying to remember whether or not I put you in touch with some of our folks last time or not, but I was going to suggest that if I had not, that you could email me the email address provided on the notice for this particular hearing. I'd be happy to put you in touch with some of our project management folks, some of which are on the line this evening, as well as some of our project planning folks to see what, if anything, could be done to address your concerns. Unfortunately, right now, I don't know the answer to your question. I'm not sure whether there would be the ability to accommodate those requests. I know we have certain restrictions on our right-of-ways. Some of it's related to safety, some of it's related to vegetation management. But I certainly don't want to say absolutely not, because I don't know. So I think it's a worthy and laudable goal that you're looking for, and I think we would like to be able to accommodate something like that if we could. But I'm just going to have to check in with folks in our company to see what if anything could be done, and we could at least have that conversation with you if that would be helpful.
Mr. Kinzinger, do you have Mr. Herson's email that he referred to? Do you have the notice of the hearing?
I thank you for that feedback, and it would probably be in the emails. I think I can certainly look.
Okay. If for some reason you can't locate it, you can send an email to that same address, the psc.pulj@gmail.com, and I can get you that information.
Wonderful. Yeah, no, I
Okay.
appreciate the chance to be able to participate.
Certainly. I don't see that anyone else has joined us. Any other member of the public has joined us this evening. I want to again provide the address. If anyone watching wants to provide a written comment with regard to the project, that address, that written comments, if they don't file them electronically, if they want to mail them, they should be addressed to Andrew S. Johnston, Executive Secretary, Maryland Public Service Commission, William Donald Schaefer Tower, 6 St. Paul Street, 16th floor, Baltimore, Maryland, 21202. And I will again share my screen with that address. If anyone else has any comments while that's up there for the last 5 minutes or so, please feel free to jump in. If anyone has anything else now, let me know. No, I don't see anything. So let me just share that address. And again, the line will be held open for another, we'll leave it open until about 7 p.m. So if anyone comes on or anyone wants to add anything, jump on. Thank you everyone for who participated this evening. And again, look forward to receiving any comments on the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good night.
Good night. Again, this meeting will be adjourned at approximately 7 p.m. unless I hear from someone. But thank you.
Your Honor, should we stay on until 7? I was a little unclear on that.
You don't have to if you don't feel as though there might be an opportunity that or a question that you would have to address, then you're welcome to go about your evening. I would appreciate it if BGE and PPRP could stay on until 7. Thank you.
We'll stay on the line.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
be
you.
on.
Yeah, I have no problem staying on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you'll have a good evening. Thank you.
You too. Take care. We're back on the record. It's now 7 p.m. I don't see that anyone else has joined us. Just one last call for any comments for the record. Seeing no one and hearing nothing, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you again.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
You're off the record, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.